You've probably been there. You tried to save the relationship. You gave love, patience, understanding, hoping that one day it would be enough. You thought maybe if you loved harder, she would change. Maybe she would finally see how much you cared. But instead, you found yourself drained. You felt small, unappreciated, and confused. The more you gave, the less you got. When the person you love is a narcissist, real love becomes almost impossible. Because to them, love isn't about connection. It's about control, attention, and what you can give them. This video will help you understand what's really happening when a narcissistic woman enters your life. You'll learn to recognize the red flags, understand why she acts the way she does, and most importantly, walk away with the lesson that being good doesn't mean you have to suffer. Let's talk honestly about what it's like to love someone who only sees you as a reflection of themselves, and how you can finally break free. Why she doesn't really love you. Not all women who seem loving or passionate are capable of loving in the way you deserve. Some are wrapped up in their own needs, and the truth is harsh. They don't see you as a partner. They see you as a source of something they want. Here's what that looks like. She needs constant admiration. She depends on praise and attention to feel good. You'll notice she always wants compliments and reassurance. When you praise her, she lights up. When you stop, she gets upset or distant. This means her mood is tied to how you make her look or feel, not to the care between you. This isn't normal give and take. Love includes caring about each other's needs, not only about boosting one person's ego. If you feel pressured to constantly praise her, that's a red flag. Over time, you'll feel exhausted because the relationship feels like a job. You're there to pet her confidence, not to be seen as a full person. She wants control. She needs to be the one calling the shots. It's not just about choosing a restaurant. She pushes the big choices too. She may push you to do things her way, make plans without asking, or get angry if things don't go how she wants. This gives her a sense of power and safety. Control looks like manipulation, disguised as helping or knowing what's best. If you find yourself shrinking your own wants to avoid conflict, it's because someone is steering the relationship. That's not a partnership. A real relationship lets both people influence decisions. She values you based on what you give her. She judges people by what they provide. If you give her status, comfort, time, or favors, she'll act interested. If those things stop, her warmth drops. She treats connection like a transaction. Give X, get Y. That's cold, and it's not love. People who love see you for who you are, not just for what you do for them. If you feel used or only appreciated when you're useful, that's a sign she values benefits more than you. That makes you feel replaceable, and it ruins trust. She avoids deep emotional connection. She's afraid of being truly known. When things get personal and real, she pulls back. Conversations stay on the surface. She might joke off your feelings, change the topic, or walk away when things get intense. This is her defense. Deep closeness would make her vulnerable, and she avoids that. For you, it means your emotional needs stay unmet. You can't build a real bond if honest sharing is always shut down. That creates loneliness inside the relationship. She uses you to regulate her feelings. She treats you like a mood tool. When she's upset, she looks to you to fix her mood. Comfort, compliments, distraction. When she's fine, she may ignore you. Your presence becomes conditional on her emotional state. That's unfair. A partner supports you, and you support them, not one-sided mood control. If your job feels like calming her down or boosting her all the time, you're not in a relationship. You're in emotional labor. That drains you and keeps things unstable. She lacks empathy. She doesn't take your feelings seriously. When you're hurt, she might minimize it, change the subject, or make it about her. She rarely asks how you're doing, unless it serves her. This shows a lack of real concern for you. Empathy is key to trust. Without it, you can't feel safe sharing pain or plans. If your feelings are ignored or dismissed, that erodes your sense of being loved. It's not a small flaw, it's a central problem. Her affection is conditional. Her love depends on what you do. Do what she wants and she'll be sweet. Stand up for yourself and she'll punish you with coldness or criticism. That teaches you to act a certain way to get love back. That's emotional manipulation. Real affection isn't a prize for good behavior. It should be steady, not a reward. When love is conditional, you're always guessing what you must do to keep it. That creates anxiety and insecurity. She sees you as a tool. She uses people to reach goals. If being with you helps her socially, financially, or emotionally, she stays. If not, she withdraws. You'll see her prioritize benefits over your needs. She may network through you, take credit, or expect favors. When you're treated as a tool, your personhood doesn't matter. That's not love, it's instrumental. You deserve to be valued for who you are, not for what you can hand over. She prioritizes sensation over substance. She chases excitement and drama. She loves the rush of a big fight, a dramatic apology, or intense attraction. Stable, calm care bores her. The relationship feels like a roller coaster. Wild highs, then long lows. That thrills for a while, but it doesn't build a steady life together. If the relationship is mostly about short bursts of intensity, it won't support real growth or long-term happiness. You end up feeling drained instead of safe. Her behavior often stems from past trauma. Her actions often grew from bad early experiences, neglect, abuse, or chaos. She learned to protect herself by controlling others, chasing praise, or avoiding closeness. Those patterns helped her survive, but they hurt people now. This is not an excuse to hurt you, but it explains why she acts this way. Knowing the reason can help you see the pattern, but it doesn't change the fact that you're being treated poorly. You can feel compassion and still choose boundaries. Loving someone doesn't mean accepting harm. Signs: she only wants feelings and benefits, not you. At first, she's all in. She's passionate, affectionate, and makes you feel like you're the most important person in her life. You think you found someone who truly sees you. But that excitement isn't really about you. It's about how you make her feel. She loves the attention, the thrill, the admiration. Once that energy fades, or you stop feeding her ego, everything changes. Suddenly, she's colder. She criticizes you more, acts distant, or disappears altogether. You'll start wondering what you did wrong. But here's the truth. You didn't do anything wrong. The moment you stop being useful, emotionally, financially, or socially, her interest drops. She's not in it for connection. She's in it for what she gets out of it. When problems show up, she never takes responsibility. Every argument somehow becomes your fault. You'll notice she twists things around, makes you doubt your memory, and convinces you that you're the problem. That's a way to stay in control and avoid looking at her own behavior. And here's the tricky part. If you try to step away, she suddenly becomes sweet again. She sends texts, apologizes, or acts like she misses you. But that's not love. It's about losing her emotional fuel. She doesn't want to lose the attention, the control, or the benefits you bring. As soon as she feels secure again, the same cycle starts over. Living like this drains you. You end up tired, confused, and doubting yourself. One day, you feel special. The next, you feel invisible. It messes with your sense of worth and makes you question what love is supposed to feel like. Real love feels safe, steady, and mutual. What she offers feels exciting, but leaves you empty. If you keep feeling anxious and unsure instead of valued and calm, that's your sign. It's not love, it's a game. At some point, you realize no amount of effort will fix what's broken. That's when the focus has to shift, from trying to change her to healing yourself. Healing and moving forward. Let's be real. Being a good person, being loyal, and genuinely caring for someone are amazing traits. They're not weaknesses, but sometimes good-hearted people stay too long in relationships that drain them because they confuse endurance with love. You might think, if I just try harder, maybe things will change. But that mindset keeps you stuck. You don't need to suffer or shrink yourself just to keep someone happy. Recognizing that a narcissistic woman doesn't truly love you isn't you losing. It's you finally seeing things clearly. That's not failure. That's growth. Healing starts with understanding that your worth doesn't depend on someone else's approval. You don't have to earn love by fixing someone, saving them, or constantly proving your value. You deserve to be loved simply for who you are, not for how well you can handle someone's moods or demands. Stop carrying the weight of someone else's emotional chaos. That's not your job. Your responsibility is to protect your own peace. Building self-respect is the real foundation of moving on. It's about saying, I matter too. It's learning to spot the red flags early, to set boundaries without guilt, and to walk away when respect is missing. At first, this might feel selfish or uncomfortable, especially if you've spent years putting others first. But trust me, it's not selfish to choose your sanity. It's survival. Once you start reclaiming your emotional independence, things shift. You see the old patterns more clearly, the manipulation, the guilt trips, the control, and instead of getting pulled back in, you recognize them for what they are. You stop trying to win her approval and start focusing on people who actually appreciate you. The more you do this, the more you realize how much energy you wasted trying to keep the wrong person happy. That energy belongs to you now. Use it to rebuild your confidence, chase your goals, and reconnect with people who give instead of take. Life after a toxic or narcissistic relationship can be surprisingly bright. At first, it's quiet and maybe even a bit lonely. But that quiet is peace. That's your mind finally resting after all the chaos. Over time, you'll rediscover joy in small things again. Hanging out with real friends, doing hobbies you forgot about, laughing without walking on eggshells. You start to see what healthy love feels like. Mutual respect, empathy, and calm. Not drama and confusion. You stop craving the high of toxic intensity and start valuing the warmth of consistency. Remember, real strength isn't about how much pain you can take. It's about knowing when to stop taking it. Walking away doesn't make you weak. It proves you value yourself enough to want better. Healing is not instant, but every step you take toward freedom makes you stronger and clearer. The emotional pain you feel now doesn't have to shape the rest of your story. You can love again, trust again, and this time, do it from a place of confidence, not fear. So take control of your life. Trust that inner voice that's been whispering, you deserve more, because you do. You are worthy of love that feels safe, real, and balanced. You are not broken. You were just giving your heart to someone who couldn't handle it. Now, you get to give that love back to yourself first. And as always, because YouTube's algorithm tends to favor videos with strong engagement, if you feel this video has brought you value, a simple like and a quick subscribe would mean so much. It not only helps this message reach more people who need it, but also ensures you will never miss the next video that could make a difference in your journey. Thanks all.